Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Just did a Titans of Darkness live stream. It's kind of crazy in that one. The guy kind of heated and crazy things happening. But you know how it is. One Piece chapter review. Got a lot of reviews to do. Got this. Then I've got Crime Edge and Devil Survivor and Romantic Comedy as I expected. But depending on how the fairy tale goes, I might hold off with the fairy tale chapter. So, give me some leg room to do it later today. But, let's do One Piece first. Now, One Piece, chapter 710. This one was pretty good. Almost as good as Bleach. But I'm going to give this a 4. I'm going to give this a 4. Oda coming back from 2 weeks hiatus kind of thing. I actually like this one. I really do. This is just another. This chapter was really good because it just revealed another kind of creature to the fold in One Piece. So yeah, that was the whole bit on this. And this one was called Green Bit. Green Bit. And, beginning of the chapter, we get Luffy. And, this is just the aftermath after the tournament. That Battle Royale with Bellamy in there and everybody else. And, and then Luffy saying, you've improved, Bellamy, and he's talking to Luffy, saying, hockey far beyond anything I could ever hope to attain, and even going as far as to cheer me on. Did I? My pride is in tatters now, Straw Hat. And then you see Bartolomeu is looking on, saying Straw Hat. And that's pretty much what we got there. And then we go from that to Team Return Caesar. Robin, Law, Usopp, and Caesar Clown. They are man. Let me tell you something right now. These fish, I don't think you can classify them as fish. These things are fucking huge. And I don't mean huge like, these fish are fucking ginormous. They belong in the Jurassic period. That's how big they are. I'm like, damn. I can only imagine how much, but then again, you have the Sea Kings in One Piece, so, I shouldn't be surprised, but still, pretty huge, these fucking fish. And, these fish that are known as, the fighting fish. And it's saying that the dropout point is from 45 minutes in this page. And it's saying the Iron Bridge is totally useless. This fish just comes up and just brains right in the fucking Iron Bridge. I was just like, damn, it's crazy. So they're basically Usopp, Robin, Law, and Caesar going in. They're leaving. They're going across the bridge, and Robin was pretty funny in this chapter. She was like saying, "Can you really classify this as a fish, fighting fish?" So on and so forth. And it was talking like, "Yeah, not remotely similar to a fish. Never a sea monster." So, and Law kind of said something here, which I found very interesting. He couldn't fight right now. And his explanation in this chapter, reason why, is that if he were to use his power, it drains him. The more he uses his power, the more he drains his body. And the more, he won't be able to use it, and he'll be really tired. That was more or less his explanation behind that situation. because Usopp's saying you should be kind, you should fight, not right now. So what ends up happening is Usopp goes to work, killing Green Star. Robin does Mille Fleurs, Gigantus Monos, which I believe is, hand. And he does Skull Explosion Grass, Usopp, and then Robin just comes out with this huge hand. They go pow right into the fucking fish. That was pretty boss. That was pretty boss. Right? That was boss. That was awesome. Awesome, man. And then Law say that's impressive. Bite me, and they're all on their way. And then they decide that because they can't outrun the fish, there's a whole school out there. Law tells Usopp, you gotta unhook Caesar, because we're gonna need his help to defeat these fish, to get rid of these fish. And he's like, oh, but he'll take off. And he's like, no, because I have his heart. So Caesar's upset about it, doing that, and he does a gas steel attack on the fish, one of the fish. And they're on their way. And this is where he mentions using my powers to please my stamina. So on their way back, he'll use his powers. And he's saying that conserving every bit of my stamina might be the difference between life and death. Do not forget we're dealing with Doflamingo. And Caesar was kind of like surprised that he really is serious about butting heads with Doflamingo. Caesar found that very surprising from Law's point of view. Then after that, they go in there, and apparently the bridge collapsed, and there's more fighting fish ahead of them. And Robin says it stopped, and we see one of the fish is trapped in a net and is getting harpooned by these logs. And all of a sudden, you don't see what has occurred. You don't see who attacked the fish. You hear voices. You see, we caught a big one, and let's bring it back. We'll have fish stew, some fighting fish stew. And then they're like saying inhabitants of the island, and then Usopp's like, I thought you said this was an inhabitant, the island. And then Usopp's telling them, saying, oh, we need to cross over there, and she says, humans, get quick, let's get out of here. And that's what happened. So whoever attacked that fish just took it, these people, whoever they are, took it and just left. Now, and that's pretty much what happened there. And then after that, they get out of there. They use Caesar as a hot air balloon kind of thing. And then that's when we see Green. First, get to take a look at Green Bit. Green Bit is pretty much a forest. That is the best way to describe it. I wouldn't call it a jungle, to say. I classify it as a forest. That's the way I look at it. You see a lot of mushrooms and trees, giant trees of Green Bit. So it's a pretty crazy place. And it's basically a wild forest. And they're like giant plants. And you see like a few like creatures inside, like foxes and stuff. And then they see this, where they were saying like the southeastern beach you arranged to meet at. I'll let you go as promised at 3 o'clock. And then they see a marine ship that was smashed into the island. And they're wondering what the hell could have happened with that. So what must have happened is the Marines went on there, and you see like Ramen sees that plant was recently damaged. Recently, it appears that vessel landed there recently. Landed there recently. Well, they do a little small talk here and there. And saying that there's a bounty on his head and everything like that. Because the Marines are there. And they're like debating of what they're going to do with the Marines being there. And Raw informs Robin, saying, "Well, why else would I make the Marines move? I'm heading over to Green Bay." So, um, he then tells Robin and Usopp to go into the forest and to survey and survey and survey. So, and it's just like 14 minutes until the green bit, until the exchange. 14 minutes, and they're in the forest, and the small talk between Robin and Usopp. Say Usopp's like, "No, don't go, Robin. It's dangerous." And Robin's like, "You're sounding as reliable as ever, Usopp." And then they bump into the Marines that were on the ship and they're in the forest now. And somebody's talking to the Marines. And they're like, "Are you one of the Straw Hats? You've been spotted." "I'm not." And we hear this person say, "I am not, I am Leo." "Show yourself, show yourself." And the persons are saying, like, "Are you friends or foes?" "We're Marines, we're protectors of civilians, and we're the good guys, and then please give us your weapons." "We can't give you your weapons. We still have a mission to carry out. Show yourselves." And then all of a sudden, Robin says it's too fast to follow. The Marines get pantsed. Their clothes are stolen and shit. They're like, "Oh, let's get out of here!" They're running around and shit. And I was like, okay, so whoever took captured that fish are these people, whoever they are. So he's been stripped of everything was wrong with this forest. So Robin does Mirror Fury, and you see a figure. It's like a shadow. Like, it was very brief. You barely can tell what it is. And, she does Campo de Fleurs, and then we see this guy say Kabu-san, and then Robin says, and sometimes "I got one. Help me, Kabu-san." "Robin, what is it?" And she says, Robin, "It appears to be dwarfs." And says, "What's going on?" And that's the end of the chapter. Kind of surprising, but not that surprising. We've already, not including this arc of De Rosa, the previous arc, we had a dragon. And we had centaurs. So we had centaurs in the last arc of Bunk Hazard and a dragon. Now in this arc, we already have fairies and dwarfs. I personally like this chapter. I like this reveal because I'll tell you why. I like what Oda's doing here. He's going the distance when it comes to the world of One Piece. You know what I mean? Guys, if you get my gist? He's bridging the gap. Like, he's really going far. Now, it is kind of silly because you think to yourself, what's next? Unicorns? Leprechauns? But dwarfs? You don't really hear. That is a creature that is usually found in Western culture. Think about that. Think about what Oda's doing here. Because I just realized this. Majority of the stuff he's bringing in is Western culture. You don't hear about dwarves in anime and manga. You don't. I just thought about this. Well, fairies, fairy tale. But that's not really... Yeah, you put that aside. Fairies and dwarfs, that is Western culture. That is European, like, kind of thing. If you get my gist. So, to bring that forward in One Piece is huge. Oh, it's huge. Now, obviously, they were the ones who attacked the fighting fish and brought it in. And they were the ones who just took the Marines' clothes. So, I'm wondering, like, what's going to occur here. Like, what might happen is, um, you know, a lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. Uh, Robin gets one of the dwarfs. They talk to him and find out what the story is. Because remember, here's another thing to think about. Both the fairies and the dwarves have yet to show themselves. I like that. I like that. That's one of the reasons I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. Because, man, you know, it's just like mysterious. Ooh, you don't see them yet. That's some good shit here. That's some good shit from Oda. Good shit from Oda. That was good. I like that. But yeah. And yeah, I like this chapter, people. The dwarfs. Hey, let's go. 16 minutes. But yeah, I think this was a good move, like I said before. And tell me what you guys think about this. Because, like I said before, Western culture, dwarfs. When you think about dwarfs, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Come on, that's Western culture. That's, and Oda's putting it in One Piece. That's great. That's fucking awesome. Tell me what you guys think. Comments below. What do you think about this move? What do you think about the dwarfs? We'll see how things go. This is Bonkai922. I will see you guys later. Try to do Crime Edge after this. So yeah. See ya.